because you speak very well in English. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much. But my English is not that good because I'm learning as well. I'm still learning. Actually, my country is not an English speaking country. And, trying our best to be, getting some different information from every type of source that we're in touch with. But one thing that always helped me is my work because I'm working in the international development, and I'm having a chance to have some kind of exposure, and that gives me the ability of being exposed to some people speak English, and I have some chance to be practicing along the way.
Yep, that's fantastic. And I'm saying about that we're meeting for the first time in video call, and I'm so excited as you told it before. But I think you're close to America. Africa is very close to America. That's why you speak like American, I guess. Like I've heard some native speakers of United States of America. They speak just like you, pretty like you. Okay. So, as we're meeting for the not for the first time, but for my audience, could you please introduce yourself, sir, first?
Sure. My name is Grace Robambura. I am a Congolese citizen. I live in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and it's really located in Central Africa. And yeah, so our country right now is at a war, especially the eastern part of the country and where my family lives. And I am here. I'm based in Kinshasa, in the capital city of the country, and it's where I work. But my family lives in the eastern part of the country, in the city of Gama. I work with different organizations. So I've been working with a lot of organizations in the past. Like the organization I'm working with right now is like the 11th organization that I've been working with. But my role is really more in monitoring and evaluation. So we're supporting project, setting up monitoring evaluation systems so that we are able to track how the activities are being implemented, and developing some of the indicators that help us to be measuring, if the activity has been successful or not, or if we are on the way of achieving our results. So that's what I'm doing. And my background, I have a bachelor in agriculture, and also I'm pursuing an MBA. And we will be graduated soon, I guess, in 3 or 4 months. And that's it, a little bit about myself.
It's not a little bit, it's a long bravery. And, it's very fantastic that you gave your introduction. And as you told me that you're stuck in kind of, I think, where type of thing. But I'm not clear about the where you're facing to it as the Central Africa you're living in right now. And another thing that agriculture is a really good subject. I just love it. Studying about plants, trees, and crops, and these types of things is actually fantastic, especially they're just a creature. You're studying with it, and it's fantastic. Well, could you tell me and could you make the concept clear about the where you're facing now? Because I'm not clear. Because where could be two types. It could be political, and other could be like, from another country to this country. So this could be two types. So could you explain, please?
Actually, our country has been invaded by a neighboring country that is called Rwanda. That's in the eastern part of Africa. And then it's like a neighbor country that is invading our country because of some of mineral resources. Resources, yeah, mineral resources. Because, our country has a lot of resources, natural resources, gold,
Yeah,
copper,
that's a problem.
cobalt. Exactly. So we have a lot of resources, and so this is really political things, and I can't really get into it, but a lot of people are dying. Like in my city, um, recently, like a week ago, they invaded the city and they killed around 2,000 people. Can you imagine that the
2,000
loss,
people in a
around
city in a day.
Yes, in a day, can you imagine a lot of people passed away, lost their lives, and so that people needed to flee from the city to go in another neighboring country. Some people flee in the same country that is invading us, and some other went to other country neighboring countries. But so this is the situation we're living in right now, and it is getting really worse. And sometimes, and we are hoping that the leaders of the countries gonna, I mean, of both countries, gonna have a time to sit and talk. And because we had some other country that stepped in just to kind of help them doing a certain type of mediation between the two countries and see how peaceful solutions could be possible in the region, because this problem is affecting the whole region, and this is why we need all of us to spread the word and tell the world that this is what we're facing in our country. And then we need that sometimes the international community to be speaking about it. Even the European Commissions talked about it recently, but there is no change, no specific change of this regards, and a lot of people are still losing their lives. And they're also pushing forward and try to take out the cities, and this is really what's becoming problematic.
Is it worse than ever, I think? I couldn't imagine what kind of people are they are killing 2,000 people per day. It's just another thing. Well, aware means alert thing. Like in Bangladesh, we had liberation war with Pakistan, probably, and it turned out worse as ever in our country. But now I think it's over, and that's another thing I couldn't explain because where is completely a type of negative portal topic, and when you can imagine that many people are dying, and you couldn't just imagine that. Well, as you're saying that you work with different organizations, and what's your role in that? Like, there have volunteer or something in that organization?
Yeah, actually, the type of role that I always play in all of those different organizations is supporting projects, setting up monitoring and evaluation systems to be able to monitor how the project is moving along, and also to be able at the end of the project to be evaluating, not only at the end of the project, because evaluation may happen throughout the course of implementation. It can happen at the beginning to appraise, to know, and try to set some of the objectives and the goal. And then it can also happen, for example, halfway the project implementation, and I mean, different type of evaluations happening at different time throughout the course of implementation has a type of name. For example, before the project started its implementation, they always call it a baseline. So just to be able to set baseline values that it will be comparing at the end of the project and see whether the project has been able to come up with some changes, or the project yielded some results. And then having a comparison before the project implementation, and then evaluating the project at the end, we have a certain basis of a comparison, and knowing whether the project has contributed or did not contribute to the achievement of the results. because we can find a lot of results in a community after implementing a project, but some of the time it's really difficult to determine whether those results has been achieved by a specific project. So that's why it's always important to be doing this evaluation before the project starts its implementation, knowing what's the baseline values, and then doing the same evaluation at the end of the project and try to compare what the result that I got at the beginning before the project implementation and what the result that I'm getting after the project implementation, and know and check whether the project has been able to to achieve some results. However, it's also important to note that there can be some results that have been achieved, but sometimes um, there have been, or there can be a lot of influences that can influence a result as it is happening. For example, that can be the context of a country. We talked about the war that is happening in the eastern part of our country, and then that can influence directly, positively or negatively, the project results. And then not only the war, but also the environment. Also, a lot of things can happen. Maybe, for example, for agriculture, there is too more rain compared to last year. I mean, all of these are, factors that can influence some of the results that can happen. And this is what I'm doing. This is the type of work that I'm doing in the project, to be able to set indicators, to be able to do this type of monitoring and this type of evaluations, to be able to inform the project management so that they take good decisions. Yeah, that's in short. Don't know if I was too short
Pretty
or
very
maybe
good.
too long.
Just monitoring, tracking progress is not an easy thing. You have to go here and there and search for what's the progress is actually is. Searching for number, percentage, and it's a hard work. Every role is hard work, but I think this is the hardest ever. Anyway, lots of things we discussed about your organization and where, but I'm so surprised that in the situation you're making conversation videos with me, but you're still happy. You're looking, like you're looking very confident to speak with me in just English. As I said, your English is just supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So it's fantastic. Well, I just want to ask you a thing that you work internationally. That's why you came to learn English, or as just a hobby?
Actually, when I started learning English, I did it on my own pace, and this started with watching videos, movies, music, and then that's how everything started. And then I needed to be practicing. Sometimes, when I could be working with some American people, especially, I couldn't hear anything from what they were saying, and every time, and I was like, "Excuse me, could you come again? Could you come again?" And I was really feeling not comfortable at all when I was doing that, and in my heart, in the internal part of myself, and I was like, oh my gosh, when am I going to be able to get at this level and be able to speak confidently with these English native speakers without asking them to be repeating themselves every time? And that's why I started practicing. I started listening to music, started listening, watching some movies, and sometimes with subtitles, and some other time I could disable some of the subtitle and try to make myself like in a situation, being in a situation where I don't need an interpreter, I don't need somebody to be translating for me, but I just want to hear their pronunciation. And yeah, so that's it, that's how it helped me, and so here I am right now.
Yep, that's fantastic. Actually, that you say that this is the first step. Actually, when it's active any platform and talking to probably native speakers, they're just speaking like not they're speaking anything. They're just speaking fast, but I couldn't hear a word of them. So I say that. Could you please repeat again? Again, they're saying I couldn't understand. Could you please repeat again? And it turned out something. They say that couldn't she hear or there is some network issue. So just telling that I couldn't just understand what you're speaking about me. Like they just said that why don't you practice English now? Then this is the thing. First, I started practicing English, just watching movies, cartoons, especially. But many people tell that I'm watching, and what I'll do, I'm just watching and just understanding the meaning of that sentence. But many people don't understand that we're probably learning English. I'm not learning English, but my brain is learning English. Probably while you sleep, while you play, when you just make a conversation, interact with people, your brain, neurons, myelins actually work at that time. So we just couldn't tell. I'm just watching with my eyes. That's all happened. But probably what happens is actually we observe it, like if you listen to a podcast and something indifferent thing, like nowadays modern slangs are here, so um they might say here, she ate it means doesn't a normal food. Ate actually means that she did great or he did great, this type of thing. Like he just did great and is willing to get a prize. So this is a thing that she just ate it. So then I forgot. That doesn't happen. When you're just gonna focus on that podcast, real interesting, really focusly, carefully when you're gonna listen the podcast. Then probably you're gonna listen that they're actually saying in a different way, not in eating just food. If you say just she ate, that's a funny thing. So when you listen carefully, search the meaning, and for a week you have to practice only that slang and use that slang over and over. That's what we did as an English learner. But many people don't understand. They just ask everyone that what's the secret that they apply in order to learn English fluently. That's all. And have you read any book and according to improve your English? You just watch or you just read some articles or newspapers like that?
Not really. Haven't had that chance yet, but I know Doris, this website that I use to, to be browsing most of the time and be, checking some of the courses that they have there, especially about grammar, and because I wasn't really confident with my grammar sometimes. English has rules, and English also has some principles that someone needs to be learning instead of be making a lot of mistakes when when you're speaking, and sometimes when I have time I go and I browse that website and try to take some of the grammar courses, and that website is called myenglishpages.com, I guess .com or .org, I can't remember. My English Pages, and it has a lot of lessons. They are free, anyone can access them, and it's only with American teacher, I guess. Those are the ones that put that together. And yeah, so it's really, really a great resource, and that's all always helped me so much time But having a book or buying a book, I never had that chance. But probably I should consider that in the future as well. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably true for some busy people, but as I'm a student of just class 7 in a Bengal medium school, so actually free time to read some books like Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. More of the books like motivational books, storybooks, magazines, newspapers, and online and offline. I actually read because I feel like that if you don't read book, it doesn't make sense like the whole day. And when I read some books, and it feels like the book is actually talking to me like a voice artist. Like if there is type of a book which is giving more of the information more than other storybooks that I feel like male voice is talking to me like a teacher that you have to do this, you have to do this. And if I heard storybook, I imagine there is a sad female voice in the background, everything I could imagine. It's just just like watching a movie. It's amazing experience when you're gonna read some books. So I'll tell you to try some, to buy some books from your nearby library and just read them. Just read one book and you'll feel just amazing. But in according to learning English, we probably read aloud, but when you don't read aloud, that actually allows you to to develop your speed of reading a book. Like this size of book, this length of book, I finished in just 3 days because I think that I just speed read everything because your eyes could speed read, but your mouth couldn't speak like your eyes, couldn't see like your eyes probably. So your mouth is just for talking to people. Your tongue is just for talking to people and eating food and just drinking water, but probably your eyes actually see them, visualize them. Your ear actually, I don't know why, it's a completely another experience. So, you work in a different field, but probably, I'm just amazed that you work with organization. Yeah, that plus point to work within an organization is actually to make you confident, to make you more interactive, to engage with people. That's what an organization people type actually do, to interact people, to influence people, to communicate with people with a greater way. So that's the thing. So sir, I just want to ask you a thing, that do you have any question for me, because I'm asking you some questions and you might just think that the girl is asking me questions but not letting me know some from her. So that's the thing.
Yeah. No, actually, I don't have any specific question for you. But if the question comes, yeah, I can ping you on WhatsApp or maybe on Skype again, and yeah, we can jump on a call again anytime soon.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, do you have any YouTube channels, or just like you're having conversation with me by spending your precious time? Because time is actually, just like gold or money. We actually say time is gold. So, do you have any YouTube channel?
No, I don't. I don't.
Do
I
you
am
have any
actually a
plans?
busy person, and actually, I never had time to be managing all of those. Maybe because of what is happening in the world right now, with the change in the U.S. policies, because we are funded by the United States, and a lot of things change in the aid development or in the aid sector, and then it is affecting us all, and maybe that's why we are trying to think on other things to be doing, and maybe it's where I'm going to be getting sometimes and be focusing on other things. Why not a YouTube channel? But I don't know actually what I'm going to be speaking about on the YouTube channel. I never thought about that, and I never. Maybe that's going to come in the future. I don't know.
But I could give you a suggestion that you could open your channel about your, organization, that you could talk about your country or anything, or you could just speak English. Like in this platform, you're speaking with me. You could knock some people and have conversation. So, there are different niches you could start in your YouTube channel. But for me, if I tell, my mom just created one and I'm just uploading video. I didn't do anything because I'm just a little kid. Okay, so that's a little thing, and we'll meet you, and I'll meet you in next conversation next day when you're free. So you're kind of a busy person, so that's why I would never knock you. So you may feel busy, or your time zone and my time zone actually doesn't match. I'm from Bangladesh and you're from Central Africa, Congo, so that's why we made differences. Okay,
Yeah.
so
What
see
time
you
is
in the
it
next
there?
time whenever we'll free.
Thank you so much. What time is it in your country right now?
It's 3:30 p.m. now.
Okay, so we 10:30 a.m.
10:30 a.m. It's now, it's
Yes.
morning and it's now afternoon. So good
Yeah.
morning.
Good morning. Perfect. Thank you so much. It was great speaking with you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Meet you in next conversation. Till then, bye.
Bye bye.